Hey everybody, welcome to another Simhanger community fly-in. How's my volume, guys? All okay?
Five
Oh,
by.
yeah. Pretty good.
Okay, so today we are in the States, Santa Barbara County at New Sayana, if that's the correct pronunciation. Anybody from this part of the world?
I'm nearby, or I was nearby. It's a hard C.
Sayama, is that the right pronunciation?
It'll be with a hard C.
Kayama.
Kayama.
Cayenne, like cayenne pepper.
Okay, we're about 100 miles southeast for Los Angeles, and Bakersfield is about 50 degrees northeast or thereabouts. So we've only got a very short flight today, but that's because we're in a little bit of a slow coach. We're in the Jenny, the JN. Now this is the Curtiss JN, and it got the nickname Jenny. It's an American aircraft designed by a Brit, built in New York, and really was designed as a trainer for the US Army for World War I, and then became a trainer, and thereafter was sold after World War I into the early 20s in kit form very often, for the vast sum of about $50 US, and became very popular with the barnstorming crew and what have you. So we've got an average cruise speed of 55 to 60 miles per hour, but the thing to keep your eye on the route, guys, is the climb. We're already at altitude 2,200 feet, and she is very sluggish to climb. Use your mixture lever, but you'll find it has very little impact, and it really is sort of full throttle most of the way. And the trick is on landing: come in slow, come in low, and don't forget you've got no brakes whatsoever. Now we've got a great turnout today. Hello to Retriever Neil, and to Ben, to Billy Curious, to Blue Boy, Dan Lance, Dingo, Edstar Pilot, Glass Prism, Jarhead, Lex, how you doing? Limes Fly, Mark Hansen, Mike GC. Mike, lovely to have you back with us, my friend. It's been a while.
It has. It's great. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. Now you picked the right flight for it. As somebody said just now, this is going to be like herding cats. Welcome to a regular Moose P, Mr. Rennie Koning. Great to have you here. And Ninja, of course. Pete B. Red Ruffin Sauce, still my favorite name. Ryder, Skytrex, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Really appreciate it. I really enjoyed meeting you at the recently held FS Expo.
No, likewise.
To Soapy, Steiny, Stella Aviat, Step Hoarder, of course, Stephen. Great for you to join us. I think it's fairly early for you, isn't it?
Usual time, yes. It's 10:30 in the morning.
Wow. Well, I really do appreciate you guys from the States and Canada and what have you joining us. Tango Theo, Tom Raider, Tony Dark Zero, of course. Tony, nice to have you along. Wingnut and Night Shift. So we got a great turnout. Leg one. We're departing from Lima 88, which is where we are now, and we are going to head directly to Charlie Lima 25, which is it's a dirt strip. Let me just pick up the detail here while I can. It's the 7R Ranch. It's on a heading of 79 degrees, and it is 11.5 nautical miles, and it's going to take us between 10 and 15 minutes to get there. Okay, so we have got lots to chat about en route, so when you guys are ready, let's get up and let's get away.
Excelsior.
Okie
I'm ready. As will ever be.
Okay, welcome to everybody on the stream, to Stephen Hansford, welcome, Simulator Susie, Gamer Susie, hi Susie, how you doing?
Hey,
And of
Susie.
course, James Hudson, always comments and what have you. Great to have you online, James. Here we go.
Straps up, gear up, huh? Oh wait,
No gear up.
not so much.
We have a man down already.
Uh-oh. What's going on there?
Oh, another one.
That was me.
Come on, David, get off the ground.
Yeah, it takes a bit to get off the ground. Let's go, guys. Whoa! Bradley Sparks, sir. You've parked it rather quickly.
Unplanned parking maneuver there.
Let me just...
Don't forget Xbox can cope with this many aircraft in close vicinity. I'm getting about 4 frames a second.
Yeah, it's getting
Oh,
insane.
this aircraft.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
But I think the
Go on,
volume... I think the volume's not too bad, and to make it a lot easier, you should have your mini HUD shown in the cockpit view, guys. Well, makes a big difference. Right, I'm now climbing. I've climbed 200 feet since I departed the airport quite some time ago.
But it's funny how coarse the altimeter is.
Now I can see the Y key is being used with some gay abandon here. Oh.
My abandon has never been gayer.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah?
okay.
Top speed, I believe. Breakneck speed of 65.
Oh, I'm still climbing. I'm doing 52. Now, the runway, guys, is at an altitude of 3,200, just under 3,200 feet. So
Oh, a bit of
you-
climbing, yeah.
you're going to have to climb to about 3-4 at least, I would suggest.
If you call it a runway.
Well, it's a dirt strip, and the bad news, guys, is it is uphill.
Oh, that's good news, actually.
That's good. It's good news. Yes.
Well, it is until you
Just we have
stop
no
and
brakes.
roll backwards. So keep a little bit of power on to get to the top, and then turn sort of perpendicular to the runway. Turn sideways to stop yourself rolling away.
All right, third time's a charm.
This will be interesting.
I think the trick for me was to get my feet off of the rudder once I start to climb.
It's really impossible to stop, but on the other hand, it goes through anything like a tank.
Again,
That's
for any of you that were on the stream quite early, you may have used quite a lot of fuel, so when we land, just make sure you've got about 40% fuel as a minimum, guys.
Does this thing do loops?
It can do loops, but only voluntary ones.
Oh well, I'm gonna try it anyway.
Are
Here
you?
we go.
Where are you? I gotta see this.
Oh, no. Didn't even came halfway.
I think there was a limited stamp called Inverted Jenny, where there's a picture of the Jenny inverted.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
So
well, I
it's
haven't tried
possible.
that yet.
Well, I think it was just a printing mistake, but we'll just say it's possible.
Guys, what direction are we heading?
80 east, something like that. Yeah.
79 degrees.
Now I don't see. I don't. Oh, Sparky Sven, you're with us. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah.
A long time ago. Hello.
Hello,
My 2
stranger.
o'clock low.
Nice
I'm
to
in the
have
wrong
you.
plane, but I couldn't find the Jenna.
Oh, that's a poor excuse. It's a default, my friend.
I guess I must have deleted it out of my library.
Ah,
You delete a plane? No.
If it's not good enough.
so what?
I'm in the Piper.
Okay.
It's one of the best Jennies there ever was.
He's cheating. It's got brakes.
Yeah, but it only goes 90 also.
Yeah, but yeah.
This only goes 50.
Ah, oops. Then
It's not really the same.
You know, in the Jenny, 90 is downhill with an extreme strong wind behind you, right? The best I've done is about 84 or 85 so far. This aircraft, for the-
90 just before hitting the ground after the stall.
for those of you
Eight,
that are
seven.
interested in a little bit more information, this aircraft first came into service with the US Army in 1915 as a trainer, and a lot of the movies depicting the sort of 1920s to mid-1930s and the barnstorming, then this is probably the aircraft that you were watching. And I really wish we could do some barnstorming in sim, but
Yeah.
There's no barns.
there's
Now,
nothing
maybe down
available.
bridges.
I even looked for freeware, but there just isn't anything available.
Well, you can barnstorm the Eiffel Tower. I've done that.
Maybe bridges along the way.
I need to do a bit more climbing here. I'm only at 2,800 feet, and I see most of you behind me are considerably higher.
I've got 67 knots.
Wow. How many are using Are you using my tip for landing, which is take the front seat?
I haven't landed yet. I don't know.
I fly tiger mud like this as well. That's what I'm used to.
It makes it
Take the front seat.
makes it much easier.
There's a front seat?
Yeah, you're in the back seat.
Maybe you're right here.
Well,
I'll
that's
be
where the
hanging
pilot
out the
sits,
side in
back seat,
VR.
right?
Oh, in VR you don't
Yeah.
need it. You just lean out the side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I
Don't fall out of your chair now.
kind
The
of
way
took
I'm
off.
landing, you want to be way back from the front end.
Now the trick here that I've found, or my suggestion, for what it's worth, guys, is you need to come in a little bit high, but quite slow, and you want an early touchdown because the brakes on this aircraft are not very effective. That's because there aren't any.
The slow bit won't be the problem.
It's Flintstone style
Find a
brakes,
little
right?
bit. Clap your arm.
Just push those heels down into the dirt.
Right.
Flintstone
So
style.
we're not far now, guys, from the first touchdown.
Jump up and open your jacket.
This is going to be entertaining, guaranteed. And if you're wondering why I'm desperately trying to stay in the front here, is I really do want to catch some of the landings, where you will be demonstrating to anybody who's watching our amazing piloting skills.
No pressure.
That's why I'm trying to stay up front.
I noticed that, Stephen. You've gone like a bullet, mate.
uncharacteristically.
I'm ways behind, so I'm sure all of you guys can watch me crash.
Right, I've changed my view to the front seat so I can see a little bit better.
Are you flying in 2D, Mark?
I am, yes, sir.
What?
And the only
No!
the only practice I did was in VR. And it's only when you change that you realize just how different it is. But I have my force feedback yoke. Flying this with the yoke's quite interesting, particularly force feedback, because when it idles, it just kicks left and right. Right, there's the runway, gentlemen. Night
Can't
shift.
see it. Everybody's labels are in the way.
Lurker 49er is down by the look of it, or just about. Pete B's going in. Now remember, when you land, because it's uphill, just keep a little bit of power on, assuming you land early. If you don't, there's building and trees at the end.
A triple bounce somersault. is what I'm going
Simmeister, welcome, sir.
Well, it is the Olympics, so that might
I'm following Simmeister in.
count.
I don't know if he's on the Discord. I don't think so.
Well, that's the best landing I've had in this thing yet.
My first.
If I can only stop it.
Aircraft separation, we don't need no separation.
I am down.
It will separate when you land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see where we're going.
I'm desperately trying to stop so I can film you guys landing.
Just live pause and film, Mark, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna film Mark trying to stop.
No, I'm down, I'm stopped.
I call that a one-point landing.
Actually, very short.
Oh, you guys are pros, man. What's going on?
Take off in
I
the same
expected
direction.
total carnage. You guys are down early. I'm
I'll see
obviously
if I
gonna
can.
Oop,
I'll see if I can't entertain
Stella
you.
Aviat, there you go.
Here I
Mark,
come.
Here
Mark,
comes.
if you want entertainment, then you should only share a flight plan, 5 minutes before the flight.
Yeah, you're right. But of course, every time I ask, nobody's ever practiced.
I had to get my sound working again. I don't have time to practice. That's
So he's going around.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sky direction, Chris.
Somebody's in a helicopter here.
Whoa. That's not good.
Wow, that's fantastic, guys. Well done.
Xbox livery.
And the message you've given me clearly is, Simhanger, you have to try harder on your next fly-in. I consider the gauntlet has been thrown down.
I suggest you don't give us tips on some of the landings.
Indeed. Mark Tinman, you're down. Very nice. Thank you, sir. Soapy coming in a little bit late. I bet you wish it had brakes about now.
Oh, well.
Certainly learned how to slip in this plane.
That's the only brakes you have. Go and take off uphill.
That's a lot of that line.
It's not long, taxi.
Right, well, I'm going to come and join you lot. Simulator Gamer Susie saying if she was with us, there would certainly have been carnage.
Simulators would by now.
Yes, he is by now.
And James is wishing us a smashing flight, everybody. And good evening, hello to Des. Thanks for joining us, sir. Right, we're on to leg 2. So we are going to depart from here. The good news is it's downwind. Well, I should say downhill, actually. Am I going to stop?
The only way. I tried it uphill. No way.
Okay, so we are heading to Maricopa Airport, Kilo Mike Alpha Bravo. It's only a relatively short hop of 8.1 nautical miles, but this is just a touch and go. Runway 36, so we'll be flying directly into runway 36. The only caution is that there is a small dirt strip before the actual airport where we want to do the touch and go, so don't get the wrong airport. So as we're going to follow the road through the valley, and we're going to see a dirt strip. It's not that one, and it's then on to a runway, a hard landing, a hard strip, and we land there. So when you're ready, let's go.
Full stop landing on the second.
Hey, I got
No,
that.
it's not.
on the first one.
It's touch and go, guys. Touch and go. On the second one, don't land on the first one. And you're gonna need about 3,500 feet for this leg. Oh,
Hey, I think Steve has joined us.
everybody's
Hello.
here.
Hello,
Hey,
Jeff.
mate.
Sorry, I overslept, which is rare for me, but I fell asleep.
Good to see you care.
Yeah, I only meant to sleep for an hour. At the moment, when I go, I go.
How you doing, Steve?
Well, it's great
Yeah,
it's great to have you with us, mate.
I'm still not with you yet.
Oh, you're not.
We've got another 45 minutes for the sim to boot up. But then again, it's not going to be difficult to find you. It's going to be the biggest group on the map with the slowest moving. It's going to be like a dot of 300 people which is not moving at all.
That's us.
It's about sums it up. Yep.
Oh, that's us. Guys, 3,500 feet to get over the high ground. You won't need anything more than that.
Heading up towards Tehachapi.
Now, I know Skytrex was at FS Expo. Were any of you guys, anybody else at FS Expo?
Jarhead was.
And what did you think?
Good.
Yeah, the one thing that I saw that really piqued my interest and was from almost nothing in terms of force feedback, guys. Suddenly, there's force feedback from flightsim.com, Moza. They've got a flight stick coming, which I'll be showing on my channel. Winwig have a force feedback flight stick coming, which I'll be showing on my channel. Virpil have one, but that's early stages of development. And there's another company also developing a flight stick, but I've been asked not to mention the name. But it just shows from, somebody said to me some time ago, it might have been Tunesy or somebody, quite some time ago, it's like waiting for a bus. You wait for a bus and nothing comes for ages, and then 3 come at once. And force feedback certainly seems to be something the developers are very much focusing on.
Can't have been
They all
me.
got on the
That
bus.
some patent, Mark?
They all jumped on.
Can't have been me, Mark. I've never been on a bus in my life.
Mark, was that down to some sort of patent?
People have said that it was because of the patent by Microsoft, yeah? But I don't believe that's actually the case at all, simply because there are different methods of implementing it, and it would be relatively easy to get around the patent had you wished to do so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So all I can assume, guys, is that it's something that's been picked up. I mean, basically, until more recently, it's been predominantly Brunner alone, more or less, until you get into the ultra expensive. So yeah, it's it's the one significant trend I picked up that all the developers seem to be looking at and talking about. And I must say, using the CLS60 from flightsim.com, guys, wow, what a pleasure. Really does add to the sim.
It makes you wonder if they've been tipped off that it's coming in Microsoft 2024.
From my point of view, the biggest problem is the missing support in the flight simulators, be it for something like moving chairs or moving rigs, and also missing support for force feedback yokes. That is for me the biggest problem. You also always have to have additional software running to get it going, and that's a big obstacle, and also the data that is transferred to these programs is pretty limited.
I would love to think that force feedback will be built in, but I have to be honest, I'm very skeptical.
It's on the list, Mark.
Is it?
2024, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I could swear that I'd either read it or heard it announced by Jorg at some point, but I could have been dreaming it. I don't know.
I'm sure I'll have a look when I get off this flight. I'm sure it's on the list.
Oh, that would be... Well, I've missed that if that's the case. I've assumed to this point that it'd definitely be third-party software. Just a reminder, guys, do not land at the dirt strip airport that you'll see. Go past that, and there's another airport just half a mile or so beyond that, and that is a hard asphalt surface, and that's where you're going to do the touch and go.
Is that Mojave?
That is Maricopa Airport.
Oh, okay. The photogrammetry here is poor. We're flying right over Tehachapi, which is a small town.
Now this has had the USA update only, nothing else for this area.
Well, they don't have there's a big windmill farm on these hills. It's not showing up at all.
It will come.
No, I'm already past where it would be. I used to drive up here twice a week from Los Angeles.
When we are at the final airport, you will see basically all the hills are full of windmills.
Yeah, there's a huge number there. I'm on final for touch and go.
Okay, I'm back. I installed the plane.
Hey! Don't start and try and catch us up, because with the speed of this thing, you got no chance. Right, guys, touch and go.
Oof.
No flaps also.
No flap. Nope. This is very much the basics only.
Touch and go?
Touch and go, and then what you want to do, guys, is it is a right-hand turn to get on course.
Ooh, I see some people crash.
Crash and dash.
Will you accept a bounce and go?
If you need flaps, you just dangle your hands out of the cab.
Crash, slew
And if
and
you
go.
need to slow down, you just dangle your shoes out on a string.
Here we go. Here they
Shinzy
come.
style. Okay.
Limes fly VR. Nice one, sir. Pilot radar coming in. Soapy, that counts as a
Held
touch
it.
and go.
That was my bounce and go.
That was a little past the runway, but we'll ignore that. Tango Theo, how you doing?
Yeah, I was ignoring the runway as well.
Yeah. Skytrex, there you go. Step order, touch and go. Very nice. Dan Lance, looks like you're skipping that one.
I just touched the runway. How long do you have to touch before it count? Yeah.
More than a microsecond.
An angel's kiss.
I was at least a tenth of a second, so that's about, 100 microseconds.
Mine was a crash and dash, but at least I got 2 stars on the landing ratings add-on.
An angel's kiss is what you're aiming for. I was going for a total molestation.
I had a grandmother throw me a candy.
I don't know what it is about these aircraft, but when I'm in the vicinity of everyone else, my frame rate is dropping to single figures on Xbox, which is...
Yeah, it's poor today. It's probably the plane. Got silvers for the first time after.
Yeah, I'm not having a problem.
Frame rate is very good.
I've had 75 frames and I'm down to 66 right now.
67, yep.
All you need is 30.
Right, gentlemen, for this leg all you require is 1500 feet, no more than that. So no major climb required. And we are heading to skydive. And it is 81 Charlie Alpha. We're going over the plains and we are landing runway 08. Altitude is 346 feet. And it is a hard surface runway.
So this is called the Antelope Valley, but it's really the high desert.
This is Pilot Edge. Sorry, this is Pilot Edge territory. A lot of their training flights go on around here.
Oh, really?
I was close to Edwards Air Force Base. Yeah.
Well, in SoCal itself, they have a lot of activities here. They're based here.
Down by Palmdale, there's an Air Force base. I've on my drives up to Tehachapi, I've seen the F-117 take off and land from there.
Yeah, I live in Victorville, and I just went up here last week. I was up here at Tehachapi and went up to San Jose.
Tehachapi's pretty in the wintertime. You get some snow. It's a nice little kind of a Christmassy town.
I guess this is mainly a farming area, would that be right?
No, it's desert. I mean, they try to grow stuff, yeah, sure. I think they have a strawberry festival or something? Came to one time in Lancaster.
I think there's a fruit farm further on, like Orange, before the last runway.
Orange groves? I don't know if orange
Yeah, I
groves.
think so.
Right there below on 58, there's a big berry farm there.
Couple crop circles up ahead, aren't there?
Well, it's not too far from the California Aqueduct, so if they can get some irrigation from that, they could.
Seeing rows of plantation, orange trees.
It's
Look to our left-hand side.
irrigation. They've got rotary irrigation. That's what you're looking at.
Actually, we're about to cross the California Aqueduct up ahead.
Oh my goodness, I suddenly just blanked out. Oh, it's back now. Wow, that is really weird.
There's a nice...
G-force, was it, Mark?
I know what that feels like, Mark.
Senior mode.
We did a lot of that recently.
That's why you were so late, huh?
There's a nice low bridge on that aqueduct, Tango.
Alrighty.
I don't know why, but OBS is not showing it, but it seems to be coming through on the stream. Can anybody on the stream just confirm that they've still got it showing? I think that is.
I see it.
Yeah, but my OBS isn't showing it, which is very peculiar. Okay, but as long as we've got it on the stream, that's fine.
If it looks paused, you're probably still going.
To Hobie Girl, this is fun to watch. Thank you very much.
What's the heading, guys? Sorry.
67 degrees.
71. 071.
So this here is the California Aqueduct. It was built to bring water all the way down from the Sierra Nevada mountains into the Southern California area, so Los Angeles could have something to drink and prosper.
Yeah, there's a nice couple of bridges, but you might bounce off the top of them rather than go underneath.
Yeah, I did try a few bridges on the route, but they were somewhat unsuccessful.
Those are very, very low bridges.
Well, I posted that picture, remember, Mark?
Yeah, and a very apt picture too.
Yes. It's this one we're coming up to here. Well, I'm coming up to here now anyway.
Mark, on the lifetime wish list, it says force feedback support, and then it says planned NSS 2024 plus.
Oh, thank you. 2024 plus.
Yes, so not at launch by the looks of it.
Okay, well that may be where I've missed it then.
It's not going to take a lot to keep us happy with that force feedback, because it was fantastic back in there in the mid-90s.
It was indeed.
And that was very rude. That was very rudimentary, and I still remember those days with that sidewinded stick on combat sim. That was just mind blowing.
Having it built in, having consistent across all peripherals.
Yeah.
Surely even. Yeah, especially if they could get it on Xbox as well. Yeah.
Even Turtle Beach could do a good job of that, I'm sure.
No, I doubt it.
Let's not go too far, eh?
Why is it taking so long though? I mean, it's been in the motor driving, you know, the Forza stuff for ages. Force feedback.
Force feedback's been in racing for ages.
Yeah.
I've had force feedback on Xbox, on the Xbox 360, on Forza 3. I don't know, whenever that was.
I can only assume it's volume and demand based, and with the huge pickup in the number of people flight simming, which I believe is 15 million unique accounts, if you like. This is now at a volume where it attracts that sort of interest, whereas sim racing has probably had it for ages.
Yeah.
I hope they just don't stick to top-end yoke. I hope they sort of bring it down. I hope Thrustmaster come down and pick something out with their HOTAS or...
Well, I think the one to watch for a good value yoke, I hope I don't eat my words, but looking at it historically, the one to keep your eye on is Winwing.
Yeah, that's got a very good following.
I think I can trust those guys, yeah.
Their prices on their A320 units have been absolutely stunning and disruptive.
Yeah, I heard that the Expo, they really caused a stir with those prices.
They certainly did.
I'm flying with a wing stick now. I love it. Absolutely love it.
One of those Winwing units, though, felt really cheap and plasticky, but a lot of the other stuff felt like pretty good, solid, well-built kits.
How is it interfacing with the sim? Is it going directly in, or are they using various software?
The Winwing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kind of like looked at it and held it and touched it and felt
it.
Yeah, I think it will be using their software.
Right. So effectively they'll just be interfacing with the keyboard type commands.
Yeah, the telemetry. They'll be reading the telemetry, like something like the haptic seat pads do. It will be. It's based on a very similar principle.
Maybe
Same data, in
at,
fact.
Looking at Tony Dark Zero's recent post, I think pedals would be nice. I mean, you sorted out some sort of
damper.
Yeah, damper. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stranded out in Egypt, so I decided to start doing a little design.
Perfect. Is this waypoint up ahead of runway, Mark?
It is, and it's a full stop landing.
Oh, this is that asphalt one you were talking about.
It is, sir.
My
Heading
engine.
next waypoint for you guys.
Heading 08. Skydive San Joaquin Valley.
My engine just quit.
81 Charlie Alpha.
Add fuel, sir. Add fuel.
Where's the fuel gauge in this thing? I don't see any.
I've got fuel and unlimited.
It's at the front. It's at the front in the middle.
Watch
In the front seat.
your fuel lever might have slipped in.
Check your mixture. Chalcum mixture.
Yeah. Let's see this runway on Mars.
Mark, did you try to modify your rudder pedals, the Thrustmaster pendulum rudder pedals? Because in the video you said the braking is, well, not to your liking.
It's not. The answer is dampener, which I haven't done yet, but I have done on my Virpil rudder pedals. But yeah, no, I've still got the Thrustmaster TPRs on my H3 motion platform. What I haven't put on my H3 motion platform is the force feedback yoke yet. I've put it on and it works fine, but it is a little bit too, because it's a big unit, it's a bit too high, a little bit unrealistic. So I'm exploring an opportunity with a friend of mine to actually get a top plate made, if you like, that will allow me to inset this into the H3 rather than the flat top plate that comes for the Alpha Bravo, if that makes any sense.
Got the runway in sight.
Well, I changed the springs that are installed for the braking force and changed them for stiffer ones, and I can really recommend that change. It's relatively easy to do. You just need different springs, and perhaps you want to make your pedals themselves also stiffer, which I didn't do, but you can do this also relatively easy. There is a modification that you can find on the web which shows that, but for that modification you would need parts to be 3D printed.
Okay, could you drop me a link?
I can try, sure.
If you just drop it in the Discord, maybe under the event chat or general comments, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll do.
Right, I have the runway in sight. Full stop landing.
And I'm down. Best of the day so far. Is that Lurker, are you with us?
Yeah, I was ahead of you.
Oh,
I wanted to see some interesting landings.
How was mine looking?
I was speaking, I didn't see. Sorry.
Oh!
Must have been a good one then.
You know, I'm a male.
It was my best of the day.
You know, I'm a male. I can't do two things at the same time.
Okay, I'm coming in. If you guys would just like to get your labels out the way, I'll be able to see where I'm going.
Should turn them off. I should turn mine off.
He tracks the label.
It was nice to be in front of the pack for a change so I could see.
It's a great view of everybody around.
Oh, I need to slip again. I'm too fast.
Taxiing is so hard. It feels like I'm doing 2 knots. I'm doing like 30 knots.
I'm trying to slow down, come on.
Got the engine.
And if you go onto the grass, it'll just slow you down.
Oh yeah, get on that grass and work the pedals a little bit. You'll slow down.
Yeah.
If you can, just tilt it to one side and use your wings.
I don't know what's happened, guys. My brakes aren't working.
You must have joined the US Air Force.
I wish I had an anchor.
Sorry about that. I just drove through somebody.
No reverse thrusters at all, nothing.
They should install nets like in this bridge that I just tried before.
At least I didn't run out of runway.
No, I don't think anybody's disappeared into the trees yet.
The tree, all these trees.
Stalled a few times.
Lots of shrubberies.
Shrubbery?
A shrubbery.
And I had to restart the sim spawn here.
We are the knights who say.
One other thing I just wanted to mention, for those of you that are not aware, but something I am really looking forward to, A2A Simulations are bringing out a twin, the Aerostar 600. I don't know when. I'm going to guess probably for 2024. But if anybody's used their Comanche 250, you'll know how good that is. I'm really looking forward to the Aerostar 600, and it might be one to keep your eye out for.
Now, who's in the helicopter that looks like a Jenny?
A Russian.
Curious
Those tricky Russians.
Well, the name tag says Curtis.
Klatsky. Flotstrom.
How do you get a Jenny livery on top of a helicopter?
You speak to her nicely.
Oh!
Boom, boom.
Very good. Very quick.
Right, we're off to Paradise Lakes. Heading is 44. The distance, it's a very short hop. It's 8.5 nautical miles. So in this aircraft only take us about 5 hours. And we are landing runway 34. And I've put in the description 34 left. It is the runway between two canals, 2 lakes. They're not really lakes, they're just canals. So that's where we want to land, and because there's a dirt strip to the left of it, they're actually 2 different airports in the real world, but they're right next to each other. So heading of 44 degrees, 8.5 nautical miles. It should take us about 10 minutes to get there. Land runway 34 left. It's the one in the river, by the rivers or by the canals.
Mark, you mentioned the A2A Comanche. Have you tried this with the force feedback yoke? Because I have difficulties with the force feedback yoke to get it really to work.
Yes, I have, and and I use more or less the Cessna setting, and it works great. What problem have you had?
Well, basically there were no force feedback functions on the yoke I have, but I'm using a Brunner. I'm not using the one you're using.
I don't know. I don't know why that is. I know on the flightsim.com we're definitely getting force feedback on it.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Now it uses that AccuSim, which is external, but maybe that makes an impression or an impact on how or where the Brunner reads its data from. Not sure.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I wanted to make before. It all depends on external software, which is really a shame, because some software will not be able to access certain data that it needs.
Yeah. Well, I guess only time will tell in terms if it's going to be incorporated into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but as has already been mentioned, that's not going to be the case on day one. I don't know how long it's going to take them.
By the way, which altitude do we need?
Above ground is preferable.
yeah.
The runway's at 340 feet.
Yeah, so 1,000 feet plus.
Thanks.
Runway heading is 34, so you need to come off to the track to the right a bit to get lined up.
It's like you just follow the aqueduct here.
Is anybody finding a difference with mixture at these
No,
sites?
it makes very little difference. Have you found that?
I'm talking about gin and tonic.
It's only about
I walked
about
into that
4,000
one.
feet.
Yeah.
More gin, I think.
And my pims is spilling all over the place. I need more pims in it.
I find if I play around with the mixture, I tend to stop the engine.
Yeah, I keep my mixture and throttle fully forward on this aircraft.
I'm pretty sure that most of the pilots that flew this had a good old skimful before they took up, didn't they?
In fact, I don't think that the mixture is really implemented in this aircraft, and if it is, it's very poorly done.
Yeah.
It will cut the fuel off, but not a lot else.
Yeah, it's certainly very aggressive.
Well, I have to go over 5,000 feet.
It's marked as a choke if you've got like tooltips on, so rather than mixture, so it might just be for
starting.
Yeah.
Hello to Dale Laycock, who's watching us on the
just-
stream. Thank you very much. Weren't able to join us today, but watching for a while. Thank you very much, Dale. And also to Steve Jones. Steve Jones is saying low and slow today. Hello to everybody. So hello, Steve. Thank you very much.
What up,
Blood
Steve?
says hi.
That large building here on the right.
Yeah, I think it's a scenery blip.
Interesting.
Because if you look, there's buildings on top of buildings.
Yeah, I see painted on buildings right now.
Yeah, there's
high quality photogrammetry going on now.
If that was a building, I reckon it'd be bigger than the Pentagon.
There are cars stuck in the field as well, driving backwards and forwards.
Yes, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get lost in the desert.
Been through the desert on a horse with no name.
That's Mark Thatcher. He's still down there.
Anyone watched the opening ceremony for the Olympics?
The week-long opening ceremony. Well,
yeah, I mean,
4 hours.
Was that weird or what?
It was well.
I loved it. I loved it.
It is the French. It is the French. They are a little different.
Yeah,
they do things differently in France.
Yeah, you could say that again.
They gave him the Belgian weather.
They need to go to the asylum, that's for sure.
Oh,
Absolutely mad it was. I thought Celine Dion was fantastic.
oh my gosh, is she good?
Absolutely
She's so good.
fantastic.
Yeah, she's incredible.
She's very ill at the moment, so the fact that she made that at all was amazing. But the performance she gave was superb.
But she's got that,
she still has the voice.
stiff body disease, is it?
But they didn't. I was astonished that they didn't actually provide her with any cover. She was standing out there in the rain with the rain splashing off the grand piano beside her.
Oh, she's a class act all the way. She's
Yeah.
such a incredible, top-notch performer.
I prove her. I don't like her normally very much, to be honest.
I love her.
But that performance was fantastic.
I love the French rappers in the gold dresses. That was good.
Yes. I think the less I say about that, the better.
I think I got a little tired of all the
Very true.
the torch relay that took boats everywhere.
Right, guys, you want to be heading
silly,
a
I
little
thought.
bit to the left of the airport for a lineup.
I think I'm right about over it here. Is this a
Left or right?
dirt runway?
You want to head, you want to head to the right, I beg your
Oh,
pardon.
I'm right over it. I'm right over it.
That's what I said. It's 340 is the heading of the runway.
Yeah, I'm right over it. It's in between two lakes.
It is.
Yeah, there are two runways, 34 left and 34 right. We're going for left, I think, aren't we, Mark?
We
Well,
are.
between the lakes, I would think.
You want to land between the two, I don't think they're lakes, they're canals or something, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm
Right,
just saying, they're two,
there are
two bodies of water. Let's call it that.
That's right, but there are two runways, 34 left and 34 right.
Yeah,
we are landing
perpendicular to.
we are landing on left.
Flight plan.
The one
So
between
you're gonna
the
have
two
to-
lakes is the left.
as well.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come around and turn into it because it's perpendicular from the flight plan.
Yeah, that's what I said. Go off to the right. Yeah.
Or left.
Or left. Yeah.
I just chose one. Too many rules. Come on.
Not a rule.
Well, I can see Soapy, Moose P, Red Ruffin Saw, Glass Prism, all on final.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the water in a second, I reckon.
Yeah, quite
Now,
my favorite water bodies to
when
choose
you
from.
land, guys, run to the end of the runway.
What's happening there?
Preparing for takeoff because it's pretty narrow and everybody's going to be running through you.
I thought there was like limited amounts of ice cream or something. That's why we should run there.
Here
I've
we
missed
go.
you, Scott. Scott
I've missed you
low
too.
standards
I've
and
missed
not
you too,
bothering to meet
Steve.
them. Yeah. Setting your low standards and then not bothering to meet them.
Hey, you missed my Hollywood tour, dude.
Yeah, I got your photo though. I saw your photo at some point when I was in the hospital.
Well,
it
didn't you
shocked
want?
me.
You in the hospital? What was wrong?
Oh, I had a few weeks away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had 2 surgeries in April.
Yeah, I had one about 10 days ago.
You're getting old, man.
I am. I'm now the world's youngest pacemaker user.
Oh, you got a pacemaker? Ooh.
I have, yeah.
That's why he's going so fast tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually got one of the wires connected to the aircraft. Give it a bit more zip.
Did you have like AFib or anything like that?
No, it's just a
Arrhythmias?
basic one for me.
Can you get the Iron Man version?
Feels like it at the moment, Tony. Literally, it's not that big, but it really does feel like it.
I bet it does.
Yeah, it pulls in all sorts of weird, uncomfortable places.
There's a full stop landing, guys.
Oh God, thanks for that.
I forgot my anchor on the other runway.
I know Mark's magnificent, Kachunzi, but just don't over-rig it.
Somebody just flew the wrong way. I can't
Yep.
stop. Stop. What's going on? There are a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the field at the end of this runway.
Hey, I
there's no
made it.
traffic sign, lights, nothing.
I'm just crashing into everybody.
Pull back up the choke.
Hey, Colin Baldry, couldn't join in today. Been out enjoying the sun. Yep, looks like fun. Hope to catch you on the next fly-in, Colin. Thank you. Oh, the one thing that I was worried about was whether or not the engine noise would be like it was on the DC-3. Remember that fly-in? Where the sound went
I was
apart,
there also.
But no, the sound's been fine on this.
Lovely.
I do wonder if that's some cause of the frame rate they drop on Xbox, because it's literally about 2 or 3 frames a second that you get in once you get in vicinity of a load of aircraft.
Isn't it really bad?
It sounded just like the engine of a mate of mine who skimmed the head of his Hillman M a little bit too much. And when he started it, there was an awful lot of banging going on.
That's what she said.
Good.
No, I don't like the direction this conversation's heading in.
Quite.
Keep it clean.
External view.
I mean,
Just keep your imp to yourself, will you?
I was thinking of tappets and cam followers myself.
That's what I was talking
Oh, okay, alright.
Okay, so I know that step order did, but it's confession time. Did any of you guys do the Sim Venture this year? Which is the simulation equivalent of the Air Venture Oshkosh.
Tumbleweed noises.
God bless you.
Okay, yeah, I did it. It was very tense. I practiced runway 27 time and time again, and I get there, and he gives me. I think he gave me 18 right or something. It was total, absolute panic on my side, but I managed it. But this next year in July, and I'm going to propose in July next year. That's our flying.
Yep. I'm up for
Sounds
that.
good. Sounds good.
So we'll do a practice run, following everything very loosely, and then we'll take it from there.
You can't fly as a group though.
No, you can't. It'll be individual, but we'll be able to chat to each other on the ground and point fingers at each other.
I saw the relaunch course there, and I was watching that, and they had a group of 3 came in at once. I don't know what they were, but they got clearance for it.
Yeah, they call that a flight. I'm not sure how it works, but I think, you can do it. You can do it, but you still have to be a single file.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you can't get in close formation with it.
Okay, we are now
did all 4
onto
days. Sorry, Mark.
We're now on to the next leg. We are heading 58 degrees roughly. It's 15 nautical miles, and we're just entering the high ground now, the mountains ahead of us, and we're going to be heading directly towards a motorway or highway, and once we're over that point we are going to start turning southeast, and we're going to be heading towards our final destination. However, you're going to need 4,500 feet minimum to get over the mountains, which is a bit of a challenge in this aircraft. So now is a good time to check your fuel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you've got at least 25-30% fuel. Don't give yourself 100% fuel, because the weight will slow you down enormously in terms of your climb. And then so once we hit the waypoint highway, we then turn, and we're basically following the road through the mountains towards our final destination, which is Mountain Valley, Lima 94. Okay, but it's the climb. As soon as you depart, guys, you need to start climbing. Now, our final touchdown destination is at an altitude. This is the airport. We'll be landing runway 09 is 4,225 feet. And you need 4,500 feet to get over the mountains. So, I'm going to depart first and then pause at the end of the runway. And then, if you guys can just hold, I just want to see all you guys take off. I'd really appreciate that. Because this is epic with all these biplanes here. So
you're trying to capture the Curtis graveyard, are you?
no, I think it's just amazing that we've got all these aircraft and
yeah, it looks lovely.
Just
I've got a picture of the stars.
Yeah, I've just posted a picture in general chat. Look like a horde of locusts.
You could also improve your climbing rate by offloading your passenger.
On that worthy. My puppy?
Stand by, guys. I shall be with you very shortly. My controller's
Who's
gone.
ever out in front of the horde?
My controller's gone to sleep for some reason.
Hello?
Hello?
Nope. I hear you.
Hello?
I'm just wondering how this many people can be so quiet all at the same time.
Terrified. It's terror.
Terror of AI, VR.
Yeah. No, just terror of lack of
Okay,
skill.
guys. Go, go, go. This is going to be epic.
If you're up front, move it.
What's your
There we
definition
go.
of an epic, Mark?
I want to see at least 2 aircraft in the canal. Oh, there goes one.
Lots of spare parts everywhere.
Oh, nearly. Night shift. No? Oh, Monocle. Oh, you survived. Tony Dog Zero coming past. Jarhead.
There goes one.
Sparky
Take your
Sven.
feet off the rudder.
Thank you
Take your
very
feet off the
much.
rudder as
Thank
soon as you grab air.
Mr. Renier Conan coming. Retriever Neil. Dan Lance. Limes Fly VR. How you doing, sir?
Very well.
Here comes Mark Tinman. Skytrex. BizJet. How you doing?
I'm a float plane all of a sudden.
Yeah. Sparky Sven's coming past. Ninja's
That's
coming
what I get.
past. Tunesy. Oh, thank you, Jarhead. I think you were making up the numbers. Red Ruffin Saw.
Oh, I see people going down.
Neil's been licked. Oh, Neil, man.
That was my
Keep it
favorite
straight
cartoon
after
as a kid.
takeoff.
It looks like a swarm of locusts. Right colour too.
Red Ruff and Sore, that was my favorite cartoon as a kid.
So remember, guys, you want a sort of steady climb. Don't try and pull your nose up too much or you'll stall. She'll climb at about 51, 52 miles an hour.
Watch out for power lines.
Yeah, I saw him also.
Wing not's gone down.
There's binoculars away.
Sorry, what was the heading again?
53, I think.
It says
58.
0.6.
58, or thereabouts.
58, yep. Yep, 58.
And we're heading towards the high ground. Obviously this area is a lot of crops and what have you, from the looks of it. Is this citrus, maybe?
Yeah, there's citrus over on the left. I think we were going to flew past it last time.
A lot of almonds.
Oh, almond.
Ah, right.
That's interesting.
Very good for you, almonds.
Yep, there it again.
Couple center pivot fields with irrigation.
I was
The
through
new
here last
maps.
week and they were delivering tomatoes out of here.
You mean tomatoes?
There we go.
They make good
Potatoes,
sandwiches.
Those red things.
I just wanted to ask, did any of you guys pick up the Westland Scout Wasp? The,
Yes, I
the
did.
new heli?
I love it.
I'm quite impressed.
Pretty Yui.
I find it quite a handful in the hover, but good fun.
I was persuaded to buy it about half an hour before coming on here, so I haven't flown it yet.
Yeah, no,
It's
I've only spent about 20 minutes in it, but you know, it's quite easy. It's easier than many. I won't say it's easy, but it's easier
Yes, that's
than
right.
many to handle.
Correct.
And the textures are superb.
I'd love an all helicopter flight. That would be great.
The problem with doing a group helicopter flight, unless you insist on like everyone being in the bell or whatnot, but it's no one can see anyone else's helicopter. Everyone looks like they're flying in 747 or Airbuses and
That's why I own every plane in the sim.
Doesn't help me. I see a lot of planes I can't see. I do own them. Can't see them.
Yeah, since W17, you basically the only aircraft that you can see is the one you're flying. Yeah, everything else is.
Well, every now and then I can spot one more, you know, but that's it. Like one I'm flying and another one, and all the rest are bonanzas.
Sometimes not. Sometimes not. I mean, even in a group of three, where two of us are flying the same and one's flying something different, quite often they end up looking like a bonanza or something.
Yeah, I have a 500E and there's one flying around here, but it doesn't look like it.
Oh, it does. It does. I have it.
No problem.
It's down to memory, isn't it? Going on the last development.
Well, it's Bonanza for me, and it's right on my tail.
Then you must have some custom livery or something.
Nah, it's just the model matching in the sim. Dial that down every time a little bit more.
Yeah,
two planes.
I mean, it does make a difference on FG50. You know, it does make a difference on Xbox, but it is still frustrating. That's one thing that they've said they will address. I got the impression that they're going to do something even in FS 2020 about it to add some more generic models, specifically a generic chopper, so that
Hope
whilst
so.
you won't be able, yeah, because it would make it if at least everyone who's in a rotorcraft was, you know, looked like they were fit for flying, I don't know, a Bell or something like that, then it wouldn't be too bad.
An A320 if you're flying Chinook.
Well, it's horrible that, it's really off-putting when you've got, you know, you can't see anything, you've got, even when you over chin up, because you've got A320 sort of landing inside you. Yeah.
Get the noise of the A320 as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, I understand why they do what they do, but yeah, just please give us some, you know, a slightly better range, and particularly at least one rotorcraft. You know, I don't really care what it is, just a normal size helicopter.
I just flew under the 500E.
What does it look like?
The 500E.
Okay.
A white one.
This is a nice job.
He's following me. He must be Russian. Does this have a tail gun?
I don't think he's even with us. I think he's just following our group.
I think so too.
He's. I don't think he's logged on.
What's his name tag?
Let me see. He was Russian.
Yeah, Russian sound.
Klatsky Vostro.
He's not on the list.
It's a bogey.
Ivan Nokonolikov.
Talking about the Jenna, I've been doing a little bit of research about the arrows across America. Trying to put sort of a flight together with a group that I'm doing. The Jefferson, who was, as in the founder of Jefferson Charts. He was an early barnstormer and heavily involved in the early Arrows Across America flights, because he basically had balls of steel and would fly, just loved flying. The reason why the Jefferson Charts came to be was because he was having to fly these routes, and there was no maps, no markings. He was instrumental in sort of putting together what has become effectively the basis of a good proportion of the world's air charts, really. I found it interesting. But yeah, he started off in a Jenny which he bought for $500, which he borrowed off people he did doing his paper round for, which I don't think you can do that nowadays. It's like borrow a bit of money off folks you do the paper round for as a teenager, and then buy an aircraft with it.
Hello to IN on the chat. Hi Mark and Co. Hello sir. Come and join us on the next fly-in, please.
Any clues what the next fly-in will be?
I have, it's going to be a little bit of bush. And you might hear this sound. Gear up for water landing.
You're not Riviera fit for that yacht.
Not her again.
Flying down the Hudson River.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Hudson.
That's called the Hudson River.
The Hudson River.
The Hudson River, yeah.
I think
we're going to be in the Hudson.
I think that's what James calls the Thames.
Hudson River, yeah. Right.
Hey James, is the Hudson River the Thames, my friend?
Hudson International. Right next to Hudson River.
Hudson Bay Company.
Have any of you guys, we're following the last World Update, checked out Farnborough?
Yep, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it just got updated when I started my sim.
It is pretty good, I must say.
Runs well too.
Pretty good.
Better than Burning Blue?
It's more FPS friendly than Burning Blue's version.
I've just managed to buy a 4080 Super, so I've just been enjoying the landscapes.
I watched the air show at Farnborough the other day. It was really quite disorganised.
That's not what you want at an air show.
No, exactly. They were having all sorts of problems. I mean, the poor guys in the parachute display team, the Chinook was circling for about half an hour, waiting for a slot to try and get around and get in. And then it all stopped and changed, and then they slotted in another aircraft. It looked like a shambles.
That doesn't sound like Farnborough, does it?
No, it doesn't. Not at all. They're usually very tight.
Mark, what features are you looking forward to in 2024 MSFS?
Walking around for me.
Planes in flight.
I'm looking very much forward to better memory management and therefore better performance, which should translate into an easier VR experience for many. I think that's something that's pretty important. no matter which way you skin it, the entry barrier to VR performance-wise is relatively high to most other things. And I would like to see that entry barrier lowered. Now, the advances in hardware are taking care of that to some extent, but we need something on the software, because a lot of the software, including Microsoft Flight Simulator, let's be honest, it's not particularly well optimized, even by Microsoft's own admission. So I think the memory management is good. I do like the concept of a thin client, which means more of your data is going to be streamed rather than loaded in when you start your sim or start your flight. But of course that's going to be bandwidth limiting as well, guys. So
yeah,
I think this is good news. I think it's what they had to do, primarily due to export restrictions, but it's a double-edged sword.
I'm looking forward to the CPU optimization, so all the cores can be used.
Not sure they're going to be.
That's what they say.
I'm hoping that you'll get at least 3 cores, but the big advantage is going to be in the multi-threading of the cores, or the hyper-threading of the cores. Now, a lot of people will argue that multi-core and multi-threading is the same thing. It's actually technically not quite the same, although they do produce similar results. I just hope that that's where they put their efforts, because the reality is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is likely to be with us for about 4 years. So whatever limitations are in it that can't be engineered out of it, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, we've got some fantastic things like area-specific trees at the beginning of runways.
I mean, you know, I think as summarising what Microsoft and the Sabre have said themselves, FS 2020 has effectively been a massively successful beta, which has taught them an awful lot, including the fact that they, need to sort of start from scratch with the engine. So you'd like to hope that they, having that sort of 3-4 years of experience as to, what works and what doesn't work, and some of the problems that they will have just, created a better platform, a better engine to build upon going forwards. Because whilst, as you say, Mark, it's been with us maybe 4 years, there or thereabouts. Let's face it, the engine that we're using now was designed early 2000s.
Yeah, well, fundamentally it's still the FSX platform at its root. But guys, I'm now, if you can see me, I'm now at the crossroads, the highway, and now we want to turn southeast, and we basically want to continue the climb. I'm at the dizzy altitude of 3,000 feet at the moment, and we want to be heading down and just follow the road. But you're going to need 4,500 feet, so I need to get my finger out and do a bit more climbing.
Yeah, I'm way above you.
But I mean, I haven't been a slouch on climbing, so how have you guys got so high so quick?
No idea.
Your special European fuel.
No, it's a very close attention to the head up, the angle of attack.
I see. Is that what it is?
A little bit of subtle Y-key going on here.
That's what Tunesy, you took the words out of my mouth.
I promise you, on my honour, I have never touched the Y-key. It was just right on the limit.
I threw my pilot out.
And what altitude are you at?
I'm at 4,600.
Oh, well then.
4,002.
I'm not doing very well then.
Seriously, I'm flying on the edge, really, but it's about 55 knots keeping it going at.
What I found is that they actually climb better at a lower trim. So because you end up climbing at a particular speed and then you trim down.
Trim it out, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
As they gain the speed. So yeah, 57, 55 to 57 knots does a lot better than 52 knots.
Well, any unnecessary trim set here is going to slow you down, isn't it?
Yeah. So most of the climb at zero trim, I'm down at -3 now, and that's sort of still climbing at nearly the same rate as I was doing before.
Yeah, I'm at zero trim now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at zero trim, but I'm only climbing. I'm doing 55, and I'm only climbing at about 100 feet. Jumping up.
Yeah, I think I got it. 300 or 400. I think I got it up to about 400.
Yeah.
Was that with the help of the Waikiki?
No, it wasn't. I promise you. I promise you on my honour.
No, I don't doubt. Well, I'm at 3,500 and I've got this mountain looming ahead of me. Only mild panic starting to set in.
Yeah, it's the last bit you have to climb that takes a long time.
Terrain.
It's what the RAF parachute training sergeants call galloping ring twitter.
Mr. Dan Lance, you are at 4,700 feet.
Yep.
Did you achieve that without the Waikiki?
Absolutely. Yeah, just a steady
Yeah,
climb.
Oh my god.
Same here.
I'm at 5-1 now.
I was at 5 and I've just come down a bit.
I'm at 3.6.
At 45.
Jonesy, you need to climb, sir.
Just trim it down a little bit. Like, if you're on trim 0, try trim -1. It's counterintuitive, but go down to go up, sort of thing.
I'm going to use these hills as a ramp and then shit up. Don't you worry about me.
Yeah, that's the
good plan.
Yeah.
I'm doing it Evel Knievel style.
What's your fuel load? What percent fuel do you have?
I got 10%.
200%.
Maybe that's the reason.
I got 10
when I took off, and I've got 23 now.
That's also great.
I kicked the co-pilot out.
More is too much.
Did any of you guys picked up the Pimax crystal? The Pimax crystal light, I should say.
Not yet. I'm planning to.
Got to tell you guys, it is an impressive headset. Genuinely, I really enjoy it. I'm using it more and more.
Have you got any spare shekels, Mark?
Say again?
Have you got any spare shekels you could send me? I'll give you my address by return.
Spare shekels. I've got some spare shackles.
That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be great.
The main difference between the Quest 3 and the...
No comment.
Say again?
Mark, is it worth the difference between the Quest 3 and the Crystal Light?
That's a very difficult choice. The graphics are certainly better in the Crystal Light. The Crystal Light's fairly quick and easy to get into. The advantage the Quest 3 has is you've got mixed reality built in, and you've got arguably a more aggressive development platform on which you're working. But of course you don't have the same visuals.
And performance.
Say again?
What lenses in Crystal?
They're glass aspheric lenses, 2880 by 2880 pixels per eye.
Mark, do you think that the add-on airplanes that we've been buying for 2020
What? You mean?
Yeah, they keep working in 2024, yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. if you bought them in the marketplace, they estimate about 96% of them will be usable and will transfer across as part of your account. And if it's third party, yes, they should work, but it's going to be up to the third party developers, because there will be some changes required to get the optimization that would now be available and new features available to them. It'll be up to them whether they offer that for free or whether they charge you an upgrade cost.
Apart from the M scenery planes, anybody with an M scenery plane, it's going to automatically delete it from your account and do you a favour.
Is that applied to Captain Scam as well?
Yeah, well, they're close by, but all the M scenery ones definitely get deleted on install.
What a relief.
All 600 of them.
In terms of sort of optimizations, one of the things that we've talked about doing, and one of the reasons that, like, going back to the model matching, why it doesn't work on 2020 very well at the moment, is that there's no support on 2020 to have a partial model. So you've either got the whole model with all its avionics and everything loaded into memory, which may be 2 gig plus on some aircraft, or you've not got it loaded at all. And one thing that they're adding in 2024 is the ability to have, a low detail. So like you've got with the Bonanza, with default Bonanza at the moment, be able to put a low detail version of your aircraft, which other people can see.
That's interesting. That would be lovely.
Now, whether that will automatically download it through the cloud so you can see it even if you don't own it, now that would be amazing. It would make sense with the more thin client architecture that they've mentioned. Well, I haven't heard any sort of direct confirmation on that. But yeah, I mean, I suppose going back to that, what you said, Mark, about the thin client and the concerns regarding bandwidth. I think more of a concern to me rather than bandwidth, having got a gigabit of bandwidth, is that one thing which has caused most problems on 2020 has been that Microsoft had some fairly significant issues with its servers from time to time. Not all the time, but it has had some significant issues, particularly when there's an update being released, etc. Are they going to, if we're so dependent on it, there's going to be much more load on that than there is now? Is that going to be, is it going to be, oh, well, it's a busy day today, we can't go flights because,
yeah, look, I agree with you in terms of bandwidth, but there's a lot of people that just don't have access to that sort of bandwidth.
I agree. I agree on that completely, but it's not really bandwidth at the moment, certainly, which, the server side of it, not our bandwidth as such, because, the amount of bandwidth, most people have got enough bandwidth to stream at least a 2K video, probably a 4K video. Even in the UK on a VDSL connection, as long as you've got about 30 megabits, that's enough to get that sort of streaming quality. But as soon as you've got millions of people simultaneously using that bandwidth at the server end, if they've not architected it properly, if they've got some issues, as they've often had in the past, then the whole thing can go, just crumble.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Just a quick reminder: we're landing runway 09, altitude 4,225. On landing, taxi to the end of, or close to the end of the runway there. This is our full stop, final touch point, guys.
Thank you. Bandwidth's always a problem, Dan. Bandwidth is always a problem when your neighbour puts up another layer of wallpaper and it really disrupts the Wi-Fi signal. It's really it's really rude and inconvenient.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, with you there, mate.
If you guys have a look on the horizon, you'll see a huge number of
Windmill?
The wind farm there.
I wondered what that was. I thought it was just a screen going funny.
Yeah, I was mistaken before. We weren't over to Hatchby at all. Now we are.
Also one of the oldest wind farms, right? In this, or at least in this area.
Built by the Romans.
Drive right through it if you go the back way up into Tehachapi from LA.
Scott, have they gone overkill with these wind, or is that really that close to that many? Because, I mean, Docklands has got about 400 cranes in it, and that's just stupid.
It's not as big a farm as like Palm Springs has, but there's a lot there. I often drove up the back way and right through that windmill farm. It's kind of cool.
Can you count them next time?
I don't live there anymore.
Well, could you just drive down there and count them, please?
Okay, make special trip.
Just do it for us, yeah. Thank you.
Yep, happy to do that.
You should be having the runway in sight more or less about now.
Yes, runway's in sight. I'm final.
I'm nearly at the other end of it, Mark.
I'm on final.
Somehow while we were talking, the aircraft flight carried on climbing up to about 5,800 feet. So
it's quite a nice long runway, guys, so plenty of room to land.
I'm just following the horde on the approach.
With the speed that I was coming down at, I didn't quite manage to get it stopped for the end there. I'm still doing 4 knots.
Well, you must have been gunning it then.
Well, I was 2,000 foot above the runway.
Well, that probably explains it then.
Yeah. It's the fastest I've been all flight though.
What, falling from the sky using gravity?
What? Falling from the sky is the best way to fly this aircraft.
Best brakes in the world is the ground.
Yeah.
I like.
I mean, I got a 300 foot a minute landing. It's not that bad, is it? You know.
Well, these Jennies are certainly friendly on the frames, even with this many.
Not on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
On Xbox, it's been very bad.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Mitch.
Although getting here first meant that I had no problems with frame rate like I had on all the other landings. So.
You in VR, Steve, or on track IR?
Yeah, no, on VR.
Back where you belong, mate.
Yeah, I can't fly flat anymore.
That's a nice shot. There's 4 of us in line abreast now.
Can't fly on a flat screen anyway because it gives me weird things and I can't watch the telly either. But the VR seems fine, which is really good.
Can you do VR in bed then, Steve?
Sorry, Dan again?
Can you do VR in bed?
I can do because I'm on the Quest 3. I can do VR in the garden, which is
That's what he said.
up yours,
Yeah.
Climax owners. Yeah.
Runway in sight.
Really wanted the missus to bring it to me in hospital. That would have been awesome.
Guys, just pull over onto the grass here, just before the apron, just on your left-hand side. Just a strip of just where Curious Bee is. So we're not quite at the, a lot of you are at the end already. Okay, we'll head there.
I'm still coming in.
Sounds like eye for the engine.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah, actually, that's more like it.
Okay, guys, so let's go to the end of the runway.
Yeah,
Quite a
good for
long
me,
runway.
man. Wait for me, guys. Wait for me.
You're right.
Oh, yeah,
You're
got
right.
a nice lineup here.
Chitty chitty bang bang. Isn't it?
Oh, nice lineup, guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna have
Perfect
to join.
formation.
I'm gonna have to join that. No, in fact, I think
What the hell?
I think I'll face that.
Oh no. My controllers just went squirrely on me.
Yeah, line it up, guys. No clipping.
Oh, I don't believe that. I was in perfect lineup for it.
Not so easy without
the
frames.
last landing too.
Wow.
Excuse me.
I'm not happy with this plane at all.
Try another one.
Poor
Yeah.
craftsman, tools, something.
Yeah. Definitely that.
This is awesome.
Come on in, all.
Got a nice shot here of everybody, I think.
Wow, that is a massive wind farm. Goodness me.
Perfect landing.
As usual, none of them turn up.
Just found the starter button for this airplane. It's the prop itself.
Literally one spark and everybody goes up.
You got a great shot of that Russian on
Right.
Polaroid.
There's an image on now on Images and Media on Mark's Discord.
Okay guys, I'm just going to run the competition if I can. I'm just having a bit of trouble because OBS is not behaving.
Not your Y key, is it, Mark?
No, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got it up. The good lady Mrs. Simhanger has kindly typed in all the names of those that were at the beginning and most of you that are still at the end. So let's give it a click and see if we have a quick winner for a £25 US dollar euro voucher. Let's give it a go. Here we go. Stella Aviat, you are the winner, sir.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Well
done. Well done.
Well done.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
That's fantastic. If you give me a shout on Discord, and are you PC or Xbox?
PC.
Okay. So if you drop me a direct message on Discord, please, and we'll take it from there, okay?
Oh, congratulations. Cheers, mate.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I mean, it's been a while. I do apologize, but FS Expo was certainly a priority for me at this point. And what a fantastic experience it was, I must say. I don't regret it for 1 minute. So, let's...
How much did you get to see outside the exhibition?
I went a little bit early with my wife. So, we were able to have a bit of a holiday, if you like.
Yep. Lovely.
Did you visit the Sphere?
I didn't. I didn't visit the Sphere, but I did get to see a little bit of the Grand Canyon by helicopter.
Oh, very fun.
Which was absolutely amazing. It really was. I'll post details on the next fly-in. It'll be towards the end of August, and it's back to bush flying, and subject to change, it is going to be both land and water-based landings. So gear up for water landing.
Yeah, nice.
The other thing I'm thinking about, but will depend on feedback from you guys, we have done one big iron fly-in using airliners. Are any of you keen to do that again, or you you're not that keen on it.
I'm up.
Yeah, I'm always
don't
up
like
for that. I like to
airliners.
fly my 737.
I like big iron.
Are they easier to fly than these things?
They're different, but you can fly those VFR. You don't have
There's
to
the Russian.
know the.
Yeah, I was thinking
So,
of
but-
doing the airliners, but yeah,
No,
a lot
do
of
the
short
airliners.
little hops, maybe something like that.
That's the way to do it. Yep.
Again.
Okay, well,
find
it's something I'll bear
an
in
area
mind
with-
for the future. And also, lastly, I am looking for a member of the Discord to make a suggestion in the event text chat category in the Discord for November, a flight plan, a recommended flight plan for November, aircraft of your choice and flight plan of your choice. The two moderators, Dan Lance and Step Order, and myself will have a look at it, and then we'll select one, and we can take it from there. But I am looking for one of you guys to come up with November's flight plan. But to all of you who have joined me on the stream, to David, Hudson, Simulator Gamer, Susie, Hobie Gal, IN, and Colin Brady, and all the rest of you, and especially to you guys who have joined me on this flying. Thank you very much, and keep your eye on the Discord for details on the next fly-in. So until then, thanks very much, and bye for now, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Fun.
Fun flight. Don't like the plane.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, we'll never have to fly this airplane again.
Thank
Yeah, I'm
God.
deleting it again. Yeah.
Thanks.
They
Bye-bye.
look good though. They
It
look
was better
good. All
than I
bunched
thought.
together. All these Jennies. It looks
yeah,
kind of cool.
Yep.